got your back, no doubt it's me who's running this. No, I got nothing else to lose. Unstoppable.
Cheers, Joanne.
Cheers to you, Denise.
Same drink.
Same drink, Whitehaven.
Okay, same drink over here. Silk Bar. Celebrating my birthday a day early.
Yay! Happy birthday. Happy 33rd birthday, Denise.
I was going to text you. I was in Vegas and I was sitting at the pool. My husband had to work. So I was sitting at the pool all day, drinking some Prosecco with my laptop, watching Bravo. I'm like, this is really one of the best birthdays ever.
Yes.
Like, what's better than that? Ordering some appetizers like throughout the day. I was like, I'm really living my best life right now.
No one bothers you. You're sitting there getting the sun, vitamin D,
Yep.
yeah, that sounds
It
incredible.
was perfection. So today we've got like two heavy hitter shows to discuss. First, the Southern Charm reunion, and then last night's Summer House. And I know I'm going to get fired up
I
between
know.
the Craig and Kyle and Austen of it all. So you want to just jump right in with,
Southern Charm or some
yeah.
gossip first?
Oh, yeah, gossip. So I saw the Marge said she's leaving Real Housewives of New Jersey, and I was like, "Wait, is that even coming back?" I didn't know they were filming, or I didn't know if it was off pause. So I was like, "Well, that's interesting," because maybe 5 days, or not even before, we were seeing these posts about Drita joining the Jersey cast, and I was like, "That's fake. There's no way. The show doesn't even exist." So is it real?
Well, Andy himself did confirm it will be. Now, are they filming? I don't think so. I don't think he said that, but Teresa, Melissa, and Dolores. The Drita thing I thought was AI, but you're saying you've seen it a bunch of different sources?
Yeah, I saw it in different Facebook groups, and honestly, I would be so here for that because I would love to hear her go off on Teresa mostly, but Teresa and Melissa and be like, "You guys are so full of shit and you're just pretending to be friends to make money."
Yes. Drita on House of Villains is pure reality TV gold.
She is, and I think people are like, "Yeah, we need her back on TV." So hopefully her agent did get her on that show. I think it'll be a must watch. I mean, I always love Jersey anyway, but yeah, if you're gonna get rid of half the cast, then bring her on.
And she's pretty loyal. She was on an interview recently talking about Big Ange and how close they
Yeah.
were and how wonderful a woman she was, and she would cook for everyone, and, like, she's a real person. She's not this fakey reality TV.
I can't see her putting up with, like, the fake Teresa side, and so that would be casting genius, so let's pray that that's for real.
That'd be great.
Anything else come up?
Paige and Hannah getting a scripted show.
That was so cute, I loved that. Ben and Ronnie won something too.
Well, no, they won the iHeartRadio Best Podcast, I think, and then Ben and Ronnie won I forget, but no, they're getting a scripted reality show with Amy Poehler.
What? Oh my
Yes.
god, tell me all about this, I did not know this.
It was announced today or yesterday. Amy Poehler is gonna produce it, and another writer that I assume has worked with Amy will be writing it and producing it or something. But yeah, it's gonna be like a little sketch comedy show for them.
So they're gonna be acting in it, or they're gonna be the writers?
No, I think acting,
What?
something like that.
Oh my gosh, you'll have to send me what you know, this sounds very interesting, and good for them. Alright.
Well, we can start with Craig opening up the scene saying he put thumbtacks in his shoes
Yeah, why was that?
so that when things get tough, he can push down and focus on the pain in his foot and get refocused or something.
Okay, that's weird.
I don't know. ChatGPT as a therapist for him is not working, if that's the best they can do.
Why does Shep look so sunburnt, and why does Rod's wig look, like, out of control? I was like, "Is Shep drunk? Like, why is he so red?" But then I think it was just really bad sunburn.
Interesting. Okay.
But everybody looked really like, the girls looked phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought they all
Absolutely.
really looked great. So where did they start?
Oh, Craig saying he was 100% himself on the show and didn't understand the backlash, and he looks for peace now. And they were basically calling him out when he said he only yelled on the show, and they were like, "No, you didn't. You yelled at Sally off the show in front of her mother."
Yeah. What do you think about Whitner, like, piping up? We didn't hear shit from him all season, and now he's, like, talking a lot on the reunion, which I liked, but, like, where were you before?
Yeah, I know. I liked it. Maybe it was cut out. I mean, who knows? But
That's
he
true.
stood up to Craig, and apparently he and Craig are not good after the reunion.
Is anyone good with Craig right now?
Mm, I don't know. Maybe this newfound ayahuasca Shep.
Yes. Shep's whole new persona.
Right. Because Charlie isn't, Benita isn't, Whitner obviously isn't, Austen sounds like he isn't,
Yeah, Austin's like, "No, we're done."
Charlie, Sally, yeah. When Craig said he looks for peace, Whitner right away jumped in and said yelling at people isn't peaceful. And
Right.
Craig's all trying to be like, with his empath spray and his evil eye bracelet. Austen says about Craig that they parted ways,
Mhm.
which is interesting because the reunion was before they were on Watch What Happens Live together. But
Right.
as we covered last time, like Andy said, there was tension with them
Yeah.
after. They said, "Girls, what are you looking for in a man?" And Sally points to Austen and says, "Everything this guy has." Gross.
I mean, and we'll get into the way he humiliates her on
Right.
this public forum is just disgusting.
Yikes. Craig said the show caused the issues with Charlie and not him, like his behavior in Mexico on the bus. He's
Oh,
blaming the
yeah, and
show.
he was saying the show or Sally?
He was saying the show
Like, what
and
about the
and
show?
Sally. He said both.
Like, if the show wasn't there, he would be with Charlie now?
Uh-huh. And she was like, "No, no. It was in Mexico. No, no, no." Molly's boyfriend,
This is the same boyfriend though, right? The older guy?
56.
Yeah, it's kinda creepy. I don't like it.
They're all like, "He's a great musician." I'm sure
It's
he's
like that
been
show Age
playing
of
in bars.
Attraction. Are you it's
I've
just
not, but
gross.
you told me about it.
Can't get around the those big age gaps to me are ugh.
And then Madison and Austin were kinda judging Sally, saying she's a bar rat, right? And that's to your
Yeah,
point where
okay.
the therapist told her to act like a wife and not go out all the time.
I didn't really like what Madison said. I'm like, "Madison, don't double down on that." I mean, she said they were talking about, like, she's kind of a bar rat. She's always out at the bars, 3 to 4 nights a week minimum. Austin says she has a high body count.
I know.
And Andy, thank God, was like, "Dude, what are you talking about? Like, you are a bar rat and have a really high body count, so shut up."
I mean, not even trying to hide that there's a double standard.
Yeah, not at all. And Madison kind of going along with it, like, "You can't be a bar rat and then be seen as wife material." I was like, "Okay, this is gross."
But then Sally flips it completely the other way, and, "No, if I'm with you, I'll do your laundry, I'll cook for you."
Yeah, and she's like, "I'll be the best homemaker, Stepford wife you ever knew." So, is this where he kinda gets mad and he says, "I'm not gonna be bullied into dating Sally?"
Yes.
That comment, everyone was kinda, like, sucked their breath in a little bit. That was the beginning of him, really starting to treat her disrespectfully. Now, was before this where they were all talking about, "Are you guys sleeping together? Are you sleeping together? Are you? Aren't you?"
Uh-huh.
And they kept denying it and going in circles, and she was like, "Well, kind of," and he's like, "No, we're not. No, we're not."
Yeah.
And so I'm writing on the side, like, he has got to be talking to Audrey pretty consistently and since the show wrapped and aired, and I think he's trying to feed her a narrative that either this was a storyline, that he never slept with her, they're just really good friends. She was really pursuing him, but he never took her up on it because he's really fighting for his life. You could see him getting so upset, like, "Don't put words in my mouth. Don't say that I'm dating her because I'm over here telling Audrey a whole 'nother story, so don't blow my cover."
So, that's interesting. Do you think that he wants to look like a good guy, or do you think he feels like he could get back with Audrey at some point? Because
Both.
she's a lot younger than him too, right?
Yeah, I think both. I think he wants to look like a good guy, and he wants Audrey to keep believing everything that he says, but his cast members really threw him under the bus. Thank God they did,
Yeah,
because I think he gets away with this a lot.
for sure.
Yeah, and by, like, humiliating her and saying this is probably what he's saying to Audrey too, like, "I would never get with her. She's out every night. She sleeps with everybody.
Mhm.
She's disgusting. Why would I do that?" So, that's what I think is going on there.
That's interesting. I like that take. Yeah, and then Madison says, "Audrey's always going to be the girl that got away for Austen."
Yeah.
And they just cut to Sally like, ooh, gut punch.
I know, and he says, "Yeah, yeah, she will." And Sally's looking at him like, "What am I, like, just chopped liver sitting right here next to you?" Like, he doesn't even give her a thought,
Nope.
but always seems to charm his way back. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're friends now, or it looked like post-filming, they were, you know,
Hanging out.
hanging out all the time and posting pictures together. So, do you think she'll see the light with this guy?
I don't know. I don't follow her on Instagram, so I don't know.
I mean, the whole cast is saying
Yeah.
that they feel really bad for Audrey. They said at one point, like, "Why didn't you let Audrey confront Sally at that bar?" And he said something like, "I didn't let her, like, I stopped her, like, she
Yeah.
wanted to, but I didn't let it happen." I was like, "Well, that's also gross." Like, you have so much control over her that she can't go up to a woman and have a conversation with her?
Unless he was like, you don't want that to be on camera. Let's assume he was trying to be a good guy for Audrey and make sure she
Okay.
doesn't.
No.
uh,
No. Good try, though, good try.
no benefit of the doubt.
No. So Austin and Craig start what? Is this when they start calling each other narcissists?
Yeah, I think that was earlier on, but yeah, do you think Craig's a narcissist? And Whitner, did Whitner say it? But
Yeah,
then Andy
Whitner
asked
and
Austin, "Yeah, do you think he is?" And Austin said, "Yes." And Craig said, "Well, that's impossible."
because I'm an empath. She's not.
"You don't think I have empathy?" And Austin goes, "No."
No. So they go back to that scene last season where, Austin was trying to confront Craig about all his behaviors on the beach, and they were both really drunk, and Craig deflects by saying, "I'm an alcoholic, I'm an addict, don't
I'm
say
an
this."
addict.
And Austin was like, "You manipulated me with that. You used that so that we wouldn't talk about hard stuff. I would give you a pass. I would feel compassionate. I would feel bad that you're struggling with addiction." And then he says after the scene, Craig went up to the producers and was like, "Did that scene make you cry?" I mean, he's always producing,
That's crazy.
and I believe it 100%.
So he just said it to manipulate Austin in the moment and get him
Mhm.
to hit the wall and stop.
All right, I'm gonna say I have trouble with alcohol. I'm an addict, so that you don't ask me hard questions about our relationship. That's just
But then
gross.
was hoping that it made the producer cry.
So everyone would feel more empathy for Craig and all of his struggles. I mean, clearly he has a problem with alcohol and
Yeah.
other substances, but he says that in one season, and then what Austin is saying, you come back this season and you're, like, doing shots, buying shots for everyone, any chance you can get. "I'm shots for everyone. Let's do
Yep.
shots together." If I was Austin, I would be done with this guy too. Like, I don't know who you are.
Right. Yeah, they keep calling him out and he just says, "Well, then you shouldn't be friends with me." Like, that's his way to shut it down, right?
Yes. Then we're not gonna be friends.
So no accountability.
None.
I do take accountability. I'm working on myself.
No, and this is when they bring up like, they're fighting back and forth, and Craig says, "Yeah, I hate Austin. I really do hate him." Steve is like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he just said that on TV, like, I can't stand this guy, I hate him." And he goes, "And it felt really good to say it just now. I feel really good about saying it."
Craig said that about Austin?
Austin said that about Craig.
Oh, Austin said it about Craig. Okay.
Yeah, "I hate him." And then Austin says Craig has said unforgivable shit to him for years, and Craig says, "Well, my words are retaliatory. Like, I say mean things to you because you say mean things to me."
It's amazing how he's always the victim.
Always. And I don't see how women find that to be attractive in
Smart.
any
Keep like
way.
women like Craig and
Then when they
Amanda.
get on him about, okay, like he's saying, "Oh, I only act like that on camera," and they say, "Well, no, you yelled at Sally in front of her mom off camera, he said, "Well, yeah, we all have bad moments."
Right.
No, you have a lot of bad moments, and this is when I think Craig was saying, like, "You've traumatized everyone on this stage."
Who said that? Austin or Andy? Who said
Austen
Craig?
said it.
Yeah. And then Andy with kid gloves, like, Craig, what they're saying is,
Yeah.
like trying to get him to be reasonable. And he just puts his head down. Okay. Like, you are yelling at people on camera. Okay. And then, right, they break.
It's like yelling at a 7th grade boy, like, how they would react, like, "I'm just gonna put my head down and be like, 'All right, I'm not gonna look anyone in the eye. I'm not gonna take any accountability for this.'"
Yeah.
So Whitner says something. Whitner tries to say something, and acts really condescending to him, like, "This is your first go around. You don't even know what you're talking about. Stay out of it. You don't know it like I know it," like how the show goes.
Yeah.
Do you remember what they were talking about?
He was just trying to hold Craig accountable and call him out on his BS and his excuses. And then Craig was like, "Stop talking. You don't even know this world. You don't know what you're talking."
Yeah, this world of reality TV. So at some point, they go for a break. He says it's a pile on Craig. "I hate being here. I don't even know if I'm coming back anymore." I think he says that to get the producers to be like, "No, we need you. Please." Like, this is all for attention, all attention seeking. Who do you think is worse or was worse on this reunion? Austin or Craig?
I think it shifts based on whose season, whose edit, and I think Craig obviously didn't do himself any favors by losing his absolute mind and screaming at all the women and ripping apart crap on a bus. For some reason, they cut out and
Mhm.
didn't show. Austin's not great. And that's why it's always weird. It's like, "Oh, look at Austin being the reasonable person," and Shep just stayed there quiet. So, they're all kinda terrible, but Craig was worse on this reunion, I think.
Even though Austin pretty much humiliated Sally and dragged her. I mean, I think it's a tie.
Hmm.
They're both terrible.
Yeah, I guess in a more direct way, Craig made me more angry.
Yes. I think Craig is more verbally abused. I don't think Austin doesn't have it in him to yell at anybody. He's more like passive aggressive, non-committal, where Craig's mouth gets him in a lot of trouble in his anger. I don't think they treat people well. Though I think Austin doesn't treat women well, but he is a good guy friend.
Yeah, and Craig's just bad to everybody.
What do you think this episode 2 of the reunion is gonna be about?
Good question. I guess it'll be more about Charlie and Craig, right? And now she was seeing other guys the whole time, and now she's dating the guy from Southern
Oh my god,
Hospitality.
okay. Did you catch up on Southern Hospitality, that Justin guy?
I'm catching up, but yes, he seems like, "Why, Charlie? Get a guy out of Charleston. Come on."
This Justin guy, like, lives in the gutter. I feel like he's a walking STD. He is so disrespectful. Of all the people, why him?
Yeah.
He's revolting to me,
Oof.
and he's gonna treat her very poorly. He thinks he can sleep with anybody that walks past him.
Whatever happened with Taylor and her guy, not Gustav, Gaston, Gaston. Another one, like, from the Southern hospitality scene. Like, obviously, that's their age group, right? Like, pushing them toward Austin and Craig, like, obviously, Sally doesn't care, but that's not their age group. I mean,
I
Charlie's
just
so young, so I get it, but, like,
I think all these women need to move out of Charleston ASAP.
serious.
And if the next episode is focused on Charlie and Craig, they have to go back to that comment about him saying, "I like you better than I like Paige."
Yeah,
I wanna see her
yeah,
response to that after and everybody else's.
yeah.
All right, we'll see. But it's only 2 parters, right? 2 parts?
Yes, thank God. And now since we're moving on to Summer House, I'm surprised there wasn't a Venita sighting on Summer House with the whole rumored Carl romance, right?
Right. Or was that just PR?
I don't know, because they're setting up the Carl Bailey little romance. I don't know.
That's what I wanted to bring up. All of the stuff about Amanda and West.
Yes.
Okay. So I was like, this is bullshit, blah, 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 blah. Until this episode where he was really there supporting her in a very intense friend way. And I was like, well, maybe they had
No,
something. No,
definitely not.
definitely not. Okay,
No, I
good.
think there are pictures. There's the guy that she allegedly was with that was at the singles party that they threw for Ben in the city,
Huh?
looks a lot like Wes.
Oh, yes, I did see that.
Yeah, and then they also said, yeah, there was some situation where they were filming and they were all holding hands under the table, but they said West and Amanda were holding hands, so I think they're reading into
Okay.
something because I could never see Amanda doing that to Sierra.
No, I couldn't either. But we'll get into like last night. He was really there for her
Uh-huh.
on last night's episode.
Yeah. Just bad.
It's so
I know.
bad.
You
I'm
thought
really
Craig was
trying.
bad?
Okay, so we're back at Kyle's dinner. We just wrapped up this conversation, that this beautiful conversation between the housemates about race and, feeling vulnerable. And then so they get up and they go out to party at a club. They leave the dinner. Everyone comes back to the house completely wasted and having fun, so that was good to see. And Kyle, of course, gets to DJ. But then it looks like people are sick of dancing to his DJ music, so they go outside. And that starts to piss Kyle off that no one is inside listening to him DJ. So he starts to throw a fit, saying he feels isolated and alone. And Amanda's outside talking to other people and not paying attention to him. So he brings the club music outside, and Sierra's like, "All right, dude, like, enough of the club music. Like, we don't wanna hear it." And then he says, "Way to support me, Amanda. Least supportive wife in the world." And then says, "Fuck you."
Fuck you. So, isn't it weird they don't play his music on the edit? I noticed that. I'm like, there must be music playing. So obviously they don't have the rights to play whatever he was DJing because they weren't playing it. Even when he went outside, like he had the speaker and he was dancing. I'm like, there has to be music playing.
I watched it on Peacock. There's music.
Really
Yeah,
interesting. Okay.
there was.
So
So
fuck you. And he goes and storms off.
now, obviously, he's very, very drunk, probably blackout drunk. And once again, it's Amanda doesn't pay attention to me. I'm the victim. It's my birthday. How dare she not pay attention to me and dance to my DJ music? So Sierra wants to go in and tell him it's not cool. And Amanda's like, no, I don't want to make a big thing of it. I'm used to it. It's fine. So I just want to point out that this is something called fawning. So with narcissistic abuse, typically the victims fight, flight, freeze, but there's another one
Uh-huh.
called fawn. And fawn is just exactly what Amanda is doing of like, okay, let's just not make it a big deal. Like, let's just roll over it. It's not worth it. It's not going to take accountability. It's not worth getting him all jazzed up. Let's keep him just, keep it as it is for my sake. And I just want to continue having a good time. So please, please don't. So Ben goes and tries to talk to Kyle, and Kyle is whining, and Amanda's been ignoring me all day. Wes goes to talk to Amanda, and she breaks down crying, and Wes is surprised. And he said he was shocked. Kyle just went off on her for no reason. And Amanda goes, that's a very calm version of Kyle. I've been dealing with this for over 10 years. And then she says, there's a part of me that says this is the best I'm ever going to do. Ugh. Now, I heard or I read this morning that West did not hear Kyle say, fuck you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He just heard his tone of voice or something and saw how explosive he got. So he said, I would have approached it much differently had I heard him say that. But for Amanda to think this is the best I can do is Kyle Cook, must have put this in her head for years and years and years. How lucky you are to have an older partner that's an entrepreneur and runs this business and look at the life I'm going to provide for you
Yep.
and she believes it. You tell someone that for so long and they start to believe it,
Even with really grounded, strong friends like Paige, although Paige did date Craig for 2 years.
right?
Right. Like, Amanda's parents, like, she has a very strong support system and foundation.
I'm the other note I wrote was, Amanda's fawning. Like, did she learn this from somebody? Like, did she watch her mother do it with her father? It's easier just to placate than to
Right.
try to bring stuff up because this is just who he is at the end of the day, and no talking is going to change it. So I'm just going to placate and play nice. And so I'm kind of thinking this is something she grew up around. Again,
Mm,
could be wrong. I don't know, but I see that a lot, with my clients who are fawners, is they watched a parent fawn.
yeah. And confrontation's hard for so many people.
Mhm. Yeah, especially and you put it in the context of filming a show, there's that pressure too. I don't want all of this on TV. I wanna, just nip it in the bud.
And they all get sponsors and they all, like it's more than just being on a reality TV show, it's their image and their brand.
Exactly. Exactly. So Wes says Kyle's being a dick and someone needed to have Amanda's back, so he did. Kyla and Amanda, we cut back to them. He's just talking in circles. He's drunk. He's making no sense. And she's just like, uh huh, okay. And that pisses him off. So that's when he calls her a fucking dumbass bitch. So she walks out of the room and she's like, yep, I'm a fucking dumbass bitch. Do you think West and Ben heard him say that to her or they just heard her repeating it?
They heard her repeat it.
Okay.
Because he said it low. Like, I think he thought, yeah, I got my mic on, but there's no cameras in here. And there was no cameraman in the room, right? It was just a mounted camera
That's
outside of the
true.
bathroom. They did have their mics on though. But he was so drunk. Like, he was probably like, oh, we're done. The camera guys are gone, you know?
Okay. So this is my other thought. Do you think production has seen him say things like this to her before and just edit it out and cut it out?
It's a very high possibility. It could also be that he was hiding it, right? Like he was savvy enough to know to act differently when it's filming season, even though the mic's on, the camera's not there, but oh my God, my mic's on. But
I don't
he's
know,
just
but when he's
old.
blackout drunk, and he's always blackout drunk, this kind of goes back a little bit to the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives with Taylor, Frankie Paul, and Dakota. Like, how early on did the producers know that this was extremely toxic or really abusive language was being used, and they just edited around it because the show was so popular and a moneymaker and the fans liked it? And I'm just wondering if this was happening here too.
Yeah, it's a very real possibility.
Mhm.
For
Yeah,
her to say, like, this was just tame,
I know. Imagine what he says. Imagine the things he says to her.
he must scream at her.
So then Ben goes to talk to her, and Ben says to the camera, "I've seen Amanda push his buttons, but nothing warrants this type of language or behavior." Kyle's still in the room trying to, even when he's blackout drunk, he's manipulative. He's still trying to create the narrative of she hates me, just playing the victim. And I think he was surprised that the guys weren't like, "Yeah, she's acting like a fucking bitch," or "Yeah, I can't believe she's treating you this way." I think he was shocked that everyone was taking Amanda's side, and he was really
Yes.
spiraling.
Yeah.
I was trying to think back to like who were his sidekicks early on in the seasons who would have maybe said that kind of stuff to him. I mean, Carl, yes, when Carl was wasted all the time, probably for sure. Like, don't listen to her, who cares? But who else am I forgetting?
Jordan? Well, it wasn't Luke, that's for sure. Luke hated Kyle.
That's right. But did Kyle ever have another right-hand man besides Carl? And now he doesn't have Carl.
Danielle would always chase after him when he was crying and
That's
throwing
true.
shit.
And I think Danielle was protective of him with the cameras. If we look back at it that way now, like this is going to be recorded, and you're gonna don't say this shit. Like you're going to look real bad. But he doesn't have a sidekick this year.
Yeah.
No one's protecting him.
And everyone likes Amanda more than him. It's so obvious. And he is cannot handle that.
Yeah. And they bring up his business failing, and yeah, he's in the shitter with that business. And so I understand the stress there. And Amanda says she understands it too, but I don't even think this is the worst of it. And I sent you that screenshot where Kyle had said this last night's episode was the worst I've ever acted or something. Like, this is the worst me on TV, but I think there's worse to come. I don't think this is the worst. Okay, so we go to the next morning. Sierra and Mia. They talk about the conversation at dinner last night, and it was such a good conversation. I'm so pissed it's being eclipsed by.
Kyle's bullshit.
And can you imagine if there was a black man screaming or saying this to a black woman on TV, right? "Shut up, you
Yeah,
fucking
they're, like,
dumbass
all
bitch."
empathizing with Kyle. Like, "Oh, he's going through
Yeah,
so much. She has so much pressure." Yeah.
and Mia was saying she appreciated that Sierra said something. It made her and KJ feel seen, and then we get to see a little bit more of KJ. I mean, that guy is so vulnerable, but we'll get to him. Then we see Amanda recapping with Lindsay, and she said, yeah, like, she said this sort of nonchalantly, like, "Yeah, Kyle's calling me names last night and throwing a hissy fit." I mean, talk about minimizing. That is
Mhm.
really minimizing what happened. Then she talks a little more and says, "I cried. Okay, I cried a lot. I haven't cried in a long time."
You think it was seeing everyone else's reaction to it that
Mm,
made her realize, "Oh, this is really bad, and I've
yeah,
been putting up with
maybe.
it?"
What did Lindsay say to her? I can't remember.
Said, "You're really good at compartmentalizing."
Compartmentalizing. That's true too, right? The way that she's like, "Okay, I can't even get mad about this because it's his birthday, and I don't want anything to ruin his birthday. So I'm gonna slap on this happy face and be this person." I mean, I see that all the time with the women in my office. It's like it's almost this fear too of, if I dare not add to the birthday celebration or take away from it in any way, it's gonna get so much worse, and I can't tolerate that. So I'm
Yeah.
just going to gloss over it.
Ugh,
I know.
summer's supposed to be fun.
Right? Kyle, not fun.
Oh my
Sierra
god.
brings up a good point when she's talking about it with Mia. She's like, "What do you think it is that's keeping them together? Like, what do you think it is?" And so for her, for Amanda, I think, like, this was her whole 20s. This was her whole identity. Like, she dropped her job and became a lover boy employee and Kyle's right-hand woman, and if I walk away from this, well, then am I walking away from job opportunities? Am I walking away from the show? Am I gonna lose a lot of money? Like, it's not just so easy to be like, "Yeah, I'm done."
Right,
How's the show gonna treat her?
right. They have the dogs together.
Or
Yeah,
even since this new show, The City, was this something Kyle pitched? Is Kyle a producer? Like, will I be on The City? What's that gonna look like for me? So there's so much more to it than just the marriage.
right.
Okay, so on a lighter note, we see Dara come to the house and KJ is like all spiraling because Lindsay and Bailey were like, "Oh, she spent so much time with Ben in the room alone." Luckily, Dara shuts that down so fast. Like, give me a break. Like, that didn't happen. This is ridiculous.
Love I'm like, "Oh, look at a healthy relationship
Yeah.
on TV." And she's like, "I get it because I would feel really insecure if I thought you liked someone else," and, like, validated his feelings.
Yeah. She was so kind and gentle. And she was like, if I did stay in his room, it would be to get to know him, which I would have told you about, but that didn't even happen.
Right. I loved that.
That was
I love
really
that.
refreshing and wonderful.
And I hated that on the press junket. Lindsay said, I think it was like one of those Hot One Wing challenges, "Who's the most after fame of the cast?" And Lindsay says, "Dara."
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And they brought it up on Watch What Happens Live with West last night. And Andy even said, like, "Well, you don't go on reality TV if you're not trying to, like, you know, if you're
Be
doing that, you're
famous.
trying to get famous."
Right. But was Lindsay making it look like she was trying to have a relationship with someone on the cast?
It was a one question, one answer.
Hmm.
"Who's the most after fame?" And she said, "Dara." And I felt bad because I love KJ. And they seem like genuinely into each other.
I guess we'll see
Yeah.
more of them, hopefully.
Well, they're still together to this day.
Okay, yeah. So then we go back to the setup for the party, and this is where my blood is boiling again. Like, Amanda is, like, setting everything up, and the guys are just sitting
Not
there,
even helping.
not even helping. If I was her, I'd be like, "You set up your own fucking party, dick."
How many times did she say, "There's stuff outside I need help with," and they just still sat there?
Like,
Oh god.
I can't believe all that she was doing to make this party go well for him. She probably thought of the theme too, which was great. Can we get to the costumes? Because really the
God.
best part of the show.
So good. Really, really good.
Okay. Sierra. Karma. This is an aged version of Karma Brown.
Wow.
I was gonna say, where does someone get boobs like that for a costume? But then we see it on House of Villains.
Yeah,
So I was like, oh,
yeah, plain
that's
Jane.
where you get them.
I had no idea that was a thing.
Me neither.
It was awesome.
It was really
And
awesome.
butts. Yeah, so
The
good.
butts, why they made all of the characters talk in Southern accents, I thought was really funny too. And then West
Mrs.
Mrs.
Doubtfire.
Doubtfire, which is great because everyone online is saying he looks like Robin Williams, and so just to take it a step further, Mrs. Doubtfire.
I know, I had not heard that. I heard him say it somewhere, but he did a great job.
That was so funny. I mean, really good. Didn't they talk about why she should separate from him? Didn't the girls talk about that?
Sierra said it to the guys. She
The
said it to Ben,
guys.
West, and Jesse, and then Kyle for, waiting for the party to start. The perfect weather for a ripper. Like
Yeah.
nothing happened. Everyone's just pretending nothing happened. What do you think? So, Andy came out and said like it's one of Kyle's worst episodes ever. Usually he kisses these guys' ass, right?
Yeah.
Craig, Shep, Austin, Kyle, Jesse, Wet. Like he just loves all those boys. So I'm wondering. West was kind of dogging on Kyle on Watch What Happens Live. I don't know if you watched it.
No, I didn't. What did he say?
Yeah, he was just like he bought her this expensive watch and
Well, yeah. And he said, like, "That's a Wolf of Wall Street move."
right. You've done terrible things if you're buying expensive gifts. Like, it's not a good
Exactly.
sign.
And I think Sierra and Jesse made a good point, like, you guys need to separate, and I say this to my clients too, like, in order for your brain to start working correctly, you need to have space from this person, and so with the 2 of them living in that apartment, working together, being around each other, and she really not having a place to breathe, that's just her own safe space. It is really important for her, go stay with her parents for a while or move out or whatever she needs to do to get clear thinking back.
Right.
It still bothers me a little bit that they are kind of, in some ways, suggesting that both of them are equally responsible and toxic for this. Kyle stuck by her when she was depressed. Well, she was depressed because of
Because of
Kyle.
Kyle.
Like,
And she didn't treat him like that and call him a
yeah, like
fucking
she wouldn't have
dumbass
been
bitch.
depressed had she not been in this shitty marriage relationship. So I don't like that they're like, well, it's, both of their faults. They trigger each other.
Yeah, they did a montage of her
Yeah,
digs through the
which
last couple of
were
seasons.
very
Not
minimal.
bad. I
No,
mean, who doesn't?
not bad at all. And so I don't think it's fair to say, oh, yeah, it's 50-50. Uh-uh.
Uh-uh. Absolutely not.
No. Oh, God. After this, I'm like, please show less of them as the season goes on.
But now they're gonna be on the new show, so I wonder so they separated, air quotes, in October, right before BravoCon, which is right when the city ends. So are we gonna have to see their fucking marriage and fighting through that new show?
God, I hope not. I hope it just follows them individually and not even filming together
Yeah.
about what their new life looks like in New York. Please. Because the audience is getting tired.
Yeah, this was a tough episode to watch. But thank God for the costumes.
Yes, that was, I mean, thank God we needed that. What do you think is going to happen with Levi? You think they're just going to write her out like they did
Yeah,
last year with,
why though? What happened to her? Why? Is there
I don't
a
know.
story behind it?
Like she's just like dust in the wind. I don't know.
And I like her. I think she seems great.
Yeah, like let's have more of those guys and less of the older people.
It'll be interesting to see Bailey causing drama with Ben again, saying that Dara was in his room for an hour. So I wonder how that's going to play out.
That's true. I don't know. Do you think she's cut out for reality TV? She seems a little sensitive.
Maybe. I feel like she's Lindsay Jr. in some ways. Not
She
as
needs a
tough,
mentor.
not as thick-skinned.
Yeah. Hopefully Lindsay's coaching her a little bit like, "Girl, come on.
Yep, that's what you gotta do.
Get a little tougher. You can do this."
Start the rumors, bring the gossip.
Yeah, we need some lighter stuff. So, what are we watching next week? Doesn't something premiere next week?
Rhode Island.
Is that the 2nd? April 2nd?
I don't know.
And then Plathville, but you don't watch Plathville, right?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
That was
okay.
how we started, recapping Plathville.
Okay, so that's coming out too. Is the challenge filming? Because I saw
I think
something on
so.
Instagram about the cast,
I think so.
so that should be coming out soon.
Yeah, it's interesting. I saw someone, I wanna say it was like a famous person, complain about the challenge, saying people are taking it for real, like it's a real, like, gladiator type competition, and it's not like the fun drinking, hanging out, hooking up, causing drama, and I was like, "You know what? That's kind of true." Like, you've
It
got
is
people
true.
in it's tough because 'cause you've got the vets that they're married and they have multiple children and, and you're like, "Alright," like,
Yeah. It needs to be a little messier. Someone was saying on Facebook that you can see old seasons of Road Rules on Paramount. Just
interesting.
but I don't know if they meant when it started to turn into the challenge, but I would love to go back and watch those seasons of Road Rules.
First ones with
I know, that would be
Ruff
great. I have
and
to
Mark
look at that.
Long. Yeah, Annabelle watches all the old challenge seasons on Paramount because I was gonna cancel it. She's like, "You can't do that."
You can't cancel Paramount? What?
No, I can't. I know.
That's where I watched Survivor too.
Yeah,
Girl, now you're not cutting any channels.
I won't. I won't mention it again. There's no cutting, only
Isn't
adding.
that also where America's Culinary Cup, isn't it on Paramount also?
Probably because I think it's CBS, yeah.
And that show is great. Can we talk about
It's
that for
pretty
a second?
good. I love Buddha.
Do you like the format better than Top Chef?
No.
No? How come?
No, I'm a little pissed at Padma. Like, why do you have to go do that? I love Top Chef. I don't know why. It's just, to me, the upper echelon of the food reality cooking competitions.
So I like Top Chef because the contestants are nice to each other.
Now they are. They
Right.
didn't
And
always.
and I think that's why Padma was like, "No, I'm gonna go have a show where this is cutthroat chefs," because we all know chefs can be assholes.
Yeah,
Chef
below
Ben,
deck
for
product
example.
that.
And so I think she wanted a more, like, down and dirty, cutthroat competition, and that's what I'm seeing play out.
Interesting. Yeah, it's good. And I get it's weird too because like Top Chef, pretty much every season, you don't know the contestants, but you grow to love them. And it's the same thing with the Culinary Cup.
Mhm.
I just I don't know. I have to get past this blockage in my head that says it's not as good.
But it seems also that the contestants on the Culinary Cup are more prestigious or have won more awards or have won higher awards, so I think that's the angle, like, that she wanted an elevated.
Top Chef too. There's a lot of
Yeah.
James Beard and Michelin star chefs, and
I
they've
think this.
raised that level of talent too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a literal boxing match between the
Do you
2 of
think they're
them, but
pissed at her, like Tom
I would
and Gail?
think so. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Especially it's airing at the same time, and I think she's an executive producer, and she was on Top Chef too, right?
Because I almost think, like, if they win Top Chef, then they're like, "Now I wanna win Culinary Cup," because I think it's
Right.
you know what I mean? I think that's how she's trying to promote it, is it's a level up.
Maybe because you see so many, I guess, the winners of Top Chef that want the TV chef fame.
Mhm.
They're doing a lot on Food Network, and they
Right.
do
But these
Gordon
people don't want
Ramsay's
that.
MasterChef, and
Yeah. Like, I don't think these people on Culinary Cup want to be a TV chef star. They just want the elite rank.
interesting.
So, we'll see. I like it, though.
Yeah, I love that there's another food competition. That's
Me
always fun
too.
to
And the
watch.
food, I'm like, "Can I just be a guest judge?" It looks so amazing.
We should maybe, if we go to BravoCon, which we're talking about, Hell's Kitchen. I've heard yeah, we're gonna go. Like, Hell's Kitchen, I've heard mixed reviews of that restaurant in Vegas, of his restaurant in Vegas.
Okay. We'll have to check it out. I have not eaten in restaurants that serve food like that since I lived in New York. Like, there's not restaurants like that here.
Yeah, huh. There are some good ones in Atlanta, but you have to go out to the city.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you next week then.
Cheers.
Cheers. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Charmingly Toxic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow reality TV junkies. You can connect with me on Instagram at Charmingly Toxic and join the conversation in the Charmingly Toxic Facebook group. This podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only. While I am a licensed therapist, I'm not diagnosing anyone here. Expect real talk, sarcasm, and a few clinical insights woven in along the way. If you're seeking support for a toxic relationship, please reach out to a licensed therapist or visit my website, dccounseling.org.
Let you catch your breath, no doubt it's me who's running